Heeding the 67-minute call. This, of course, in anticipation of that special international day, I should call it, that International Mandela Day. Joining us now from our parliamentary studios is the Minister in the Presidency, Jeff Radebe. Minister, it's so lovely to have you. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Lynn, and all your viewers of Morning Live. I'm happy to be here this morning.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Minister. Mandela Day. We know it's an international day. Let's start off by talking about government's plans. What are you planning on doing on this day?
Well, you'll recall, Lynn, and all your viewers of Morning Live, that during the State of the Nation address, our President, His Excellency Jacob Zuma, made a clarion call to all South Africans that let's make this year's Mandela Day a day to remember, so that we can be able to go out in our numbers, spending 67 minutes of our time moving South Africa forward by cleaning the environment, our towns, our cities, our villages, our squatter camps, and beautify our land as a sign of dedication to the struggle that Mandela fought and struggled for throughout his 67 years of continuous, uninterrupted service.
All right. Are any possibilities of a day like this perhaps in future becoming a holiday?
Well, for now, as you know, many South Africans are complaining that we have too many holidays.
That's the truth.
But let's just spend 67 minutes of our time tomorrow just to dedicate our time to the struggle of Nelson Mandela, who spent so much time fighting for humanity and a struggle for a better life.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think it's a day that we should all go to work, but work should make sure that it's not all about work, it's about doing good, because, you know, we work hard throughout the year, but to take that time out to just do good for the communities around us, because, like you say, if the communities around us are good, this will just lift up the country, and it's only one day a year that we're asked to do that, although this should be a full-time job, shouldn't it?
Yes, indeed. As you know, this year's dedication by the President, we are being led by the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs and Water and Sanitation and Environmental Affairs, that let's build this environment so that we can protect future generations. So if we can be able to clean up our environment, making sure that our rivers and streams, that we dispose of litter into the bin, we can be able to beautify this land so that a future generation can benefit out of the treasures that come out of the environment in South Africa.
All right. Let's talk about the legacy of Mandela. It's something we've been speaking about for such a long time, even while he was still with us. And I think it was important to talk about it, to prepare the nation and the world for his departure, which we know happened last year. And it's still very sore amongst many of us, especially here in South Africa. What is that legacy? Are South Africans still hanging on to it? How are we going to keep it strong going forward?
Well, the legacy of Mandela is the legacy of the ANC, the ruling party. It's the legacy of all South Africans. He's the one, together with Oliver Tambo and Walter Sisulu, who built the South Africa of today. That's why we proudly say that Mandela and his generation are the real architects of our new democratic order. He has provided us with a new constitution, which is the bedrock upon which our country must rely upon. So let's nurture that legacy, but let's ensure that this legacy continues into the future by imbibing into the new generation, especially those who were born after our freedom, that we need to ensure that we leave no stone unturned in pursuing the values of our democracy, the values of justice, the values of rule of law, so that we can be able to build a South Africa of our dreams, a non-racial, democratic, and environmentally friendly South Africa.
Yeah. You know, I've had a lot of conversations with people, and I think one of the most important things is that we really do, I'm not sure who I was talking to, but I think it was quite an important conversation. We're saying Madiba must never just be that face on a T-shirt. He must never just be that image that we remember was a good image. He was a good man who did such good things, but we never really remembered what he actually did, which has happened with many past heroes. How do we ensure that that doesn't happen to Mandela? Because obviously this was, you know, it's the first year we're celebrating Mandela Day without him, but it's going forward that we need to ensure that isn't the case, that future generations always know what Mandela did and what he stood for, as opposed to just a face that stood for goodness.
It's very simple, Lynn, and your viewers of Morning Live, that let's take charge Let's make sure that we inspire change. Let's be the change that we want to see in the world, like Mandela did. He never wavered for 67 years of continuous uninterrupted service, as I've indicated. So those values of self-sacrifice, of doing good for the humanity, is one that must engender a spirit of pride and confidence to all South Africans that let's build this country together and moving South Africa forward by building an environmentally friendly South Africa. So let's go out in our millions of South Africans, spending these 67 minutes tomorrow, like the President will be doing in the Eastern Cape, in Vezo, like the Deputy President will be doing in Northwest, and many, many other South Africans, that let's put our shoulder to the wheel in order to inspire change that we want to see in this new democratic society.
All right, Minister, thank you for talking to us. Thank you for telling us exactly what the government's going to be doing, the President, the Deputy President and yourself in government, sustaining the environmental future of South Africa. A good way to remember Mandela.
My pleasure.